3, 2, 1, go.
Oh my
Hello, everybody.
Hello,
Sweetheart,
everyone. Mom.
no idea.
Are you scared? No, speak into the mic.
I had no idea what I'm doing here. Hi everyone.
So we have a special guest here. It's probably I don't want to say most special guest, but a very important part of Team Sessa that no one ever sees on camera.
The
really.
boss.
Yeah,
the boss is here.
The head boss is here.
She's checking what we've been up to.
Oh my God, this is so excited. Okay, hold on. Let me take the glasses off. Okay.
Why? Do you talk better when you're not wearing their glasses?
I don't know how it looks. So
This
I need
is
to
a
look
podcast. Nobody's watching us.
Good. What do you mean nobody?
It's
I
just
know
our voice.
everybody's watching us. I know everybody.
Mom, speak into the mic, please.
Okay, sorry, new.
We're still training her here.
Training the newbie.
Okay, guys. So this is going to be our last episode of 2020. I was going to say 2014. Jesus. This is going to be our last episode of 2019.
Season 1 is almost in the bag.
Season 1. 14 episodes later, we are finally finished season 1. And
You guys are laughing because
I
I'm
look over
smiling.
to see you. It's
you're just posing over
it's
there.
nice to have you here, sweetheart.
Really?
Very nice to have you.
I
over there,
didn't
Mom.
hear that in the 14, 13 before that.
Yeah, I
You
know,
guys
but
were
this-
just
it's-
Kicking
locking
her
the
out.
doors,
We were kicking her out of the studio.
But
locking the door on me.
like I was saying, we're excited. This is going to be our last episode for this year.
We're back, though.
But season 2 starts we'll say the first or second week of January.
Yep.
You guys will know. You'll get the email. You get the notifications. You guys will know. But in the event that this is the last podcast of the decade, we wanted to do something a little different. We wanted to run through some things that have happened in the past 10 years.
It's amazing how much things have changed. This is going to be fun.
Wow.
Yes, things have definitely changed quite a bit, and I have a list here, and I want to see what you guys think.
Oh my
Because
God.
I know certain changes have affected you guys too.
Let's let everybody know that you created this list.
Yes.
We don't know what Danny's going to be bringing up
I'm
here,
nervous
okay?
about that.
Well, we don't need to be nervous, but we don't know what's on the list. So just so when you say stuff and people go, well, of course I know, and I act surprised. I really don't know what's on the list. So
Correct.
we're going to kind of just discuss it.
Play it by ear. See
Play
what
it by ear.
happens.
Let's go.
Oh,
Shoot.
my
It's all
goodness.
yours.
So let's start. Should we start with real estate or should we start with other?
What do you mean? It's a real estate podcast.
Real estate
so
podcast.
Let's
We'll
go.
start with real estate.
Real
Okay.
estate.
So let's talk about average prices. In 2010, obviously things were very different from where they are now. And
They've gone up a couple bucks, I assume, right?
Yeah, a couple
Yeah,
bucks.
right.
In case you didn't know, my mom is also a full-time realtor as well. So
I'm under her wing.
Yeah,
Well,
I
yeah.
mean, you see the sign there. It says Santo and Sonia.
Hello.
So she
I'm
is
the
a
founder of Team Sessa. Don't forget that.
She is.
She's not wrong. But so they're both full-time realtors. But so let's talk about average prices for 2010. This is kind of depressing actually to start talking about this because things have changed quite a bit. So the average price of a home, and this is factoring in all home types for 2010, was $431,000.
431.
400 rounded to the closest thousand, but $431,000 for a home in 2010.
Wow.
Now, 2019.
Okay. Drum roll. We need a drum roll.
Yes, drum roll. So this factors in all condos, all semis, all towns, everything. Average price is $843,000.
They've doubled.
Doubled.
And that's kind of the general rule, actually. Don't we say about every 10
Yes.
years they double?
They double. And,
There you go.
But you know what? The nicest part is I feel so good for anybody who bought with us on 2010.
Yeah.
And then have moved a couple of times, bringing all this money to the next one and the next one. So
It's true.
good for that.
It's true.
Sorry, did she say she feels
She feels
Okay.
good
good for them?
for the clients that have purchased back
Right.
in 2010 that you helped
What were-
purchase back in
There's
2010.
been a whole bunch.
Yes. And
That's fantastic.
What were you thinking?
And
I
the-
was
No,
saying?
sorry.
The best part is they stuck with you guys, which is nice.
No way.
I know. I'm surprised too. Trust me.
Oh my
But
God.
more because of dad. More because of dad,
Okay.
not mom.
That's how he eats.
Okay.
But
I'm
you said
controlling myself here.
what you said earlier. The price is depressing. It's exciting that they've gone up like that.
Exciting if you're in it. Depressing if
Yes,
you're out of
not.
it.
Yeah.
You know, every decade, everybody, yeah, and the decade ends. Every single decade, how are kids going to buy homes today?
Correct.
And yet they do. There's always a way. They figure it out. And I remember when my parents bought their first home, it was, how are you kids going to buy a home? And then it moves on from there. So whatever they are now, that's what it is. And everybody adjusts. But it's exciting the way the prices have moved.
I think it's super excited, and then I just finished a nice lunch with a nice lady, nice friend, and we were talking about it, about the decades and where our kids are now, and it's not scary at all. It's actually excited to be in that position. So let's take the new decade as the beginning and start, getting all these young clients, young buyers on the market.
Look at her just taking over the airwaves.
She brought the train off the tracks and then brought it right back. Good for you, Mom. At least you're staying on top of it.
So it's a reason why Team Sessa is so powerful.
We told her to just sit there and don't say
make
anything,
a
but she's taking over the...
All right, so let's get to the next one. Here. So I wanted to look at the average amount of listings that are on the market back in 2010 versus now.
Okay, let's do that.
And so in 2010, at this time, there were an average of 4,400 listings up for sale on the market. What do you think that number is now?
Double.
Well, that's not exciting, but yes, it is double. 8,650 homes are now on the market.
I just did the math. If we're doing double in price, I know we're doubling in sales, double the listings that are out there.
Interesting. I was actually surprised to see that
We're buying
number.
way more, but population's gone up also.
Yeah.
We're buying more.
And they're building more too.
They're building more. We're buying more. Population's increased. But isn't that funny that, people are saying, how are we going to buy today? But we're buying double than what we were buying before.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, so next, these ones were a little concerning to me.
I'm a little bit nervous, though. I don't know
So these
why.
ones, so the detached, we're just talking about detached homes now. Okay. And in 2010, so it broke the Market Watch, the way it's set up is it broke down prices based on areas.
Yeah.
Correct? And so there's
Different
neighborhoods in Toronto. And so back in 2010, the lowest average price that you could pay for a detached home was $340,000.
So the neighborhood that had the lowest average price,
The neighborhood that had the lowest
340,000
average price was $340,000.
in 2010.
Yes.
I'll take 4, please.
Yeah. And the neighborhood that actually had the highest average price was $1.5 million
In 2010.
in 2010.
1.5.
Yes. So we have 340 and 1.5. Now in 2019, that neighborhood that was 340,000 has gone up to $767,000 average price
Wow.
for a detached home. And that neighborhood that was 1.5 million, which was the Bayview Lawrence area, $4.5 million
Oh my God.
to buy a detached home now.
Yeah, but I think the most increase was on the last few years, not at the beginning of 2010, but the last few years when it just went all the way
last
up.
She's been watching the market reports.
I hear your conversations.
Are you subscribed to our market reports, baby?
I hear, hey.
That's funny. So
I'll let you that.
those were some jaw-dropping numbers.
You know, what's
Unbelievable.
interesting is the low neighborhood doubled in price over the decade. The rich, more expensive, more affluent neighborhood, what, tripled?
Tripled, yeah.
Tripled in price.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Wow.
But it's what was interesting to note was that
I didn't know that stat.
What was
Wow.
interesting to note though was that the same areas remained as the lowest price for
Yeah.
throughout the
So the
decade.
areas didn't change,
Yeah.
but the price definitely
the prices in
grow
all
up
areas
accordingly
exactly
to their area.
exactly.
Yeah.
The prices all seem to go up accordingly in each area. Whereas, so I believe it was let's say if it was let's say the Bayview and Lawrence area, that one was the highest back in 2010, and it's still the
The
highest
hires, yeah.
in 2019.
Yeah. The neighborhoods
so all the
haven't
neighborhoods,
changed.
all the neighborhoods went
Uh-huh.
up at the same time, I guess. But
Wow.
okay, so that's enough real estate talk because that
The
was
rich
I
area
know.
tripled in price.
Well,
tripled.
we were talking about it not too long ago with another couple, like, from 3 years or 4 years ago, over $1 million on the same house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the market value from
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not surprised. Let's get into the market.
Okay.
Let's surprise her. Let's
Okay, so
surprise
let's-
her.
Oh my
start to
God.
surprise
Now
her.
I'm.
So
Don't be scared. Don't
now we're going to talk about rest in peace to some of these companies that were around at sometime during the decade. And some of them didn't even start in this decade. Some of them started well into the decade, but have still left before the end of this decade. So we're going to start with probably the most notable one, Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
Good
Oh, that's
old
cool.
Blockbuster.
Remember
my
going to the
God,
video
yes.
store?
We used to do it on Friday nights
remember
after
that.
school.
And if
You
I was
remember?
lucky, I got to rent a Nintendo game.
Yes,
And
you
I-
will always stay at the
Yeah.
at the game side.
That's right. I remember renting the Nintendo games at Blockbuster.
Wow.
I remember walking through, trying to get there early,
Yeah.
so the video was there. Otherwise, because they and the good
Yeah.
videos they had
They
like
had
5,
five,
6
six.
copies
Yeah.
or 10 copies or whatever
That's
it was. And sometimes
Poor
it would-
old Blockbuster.
Yeah.
They didn't make it. They went out of business in 2013. But the surprising thing about this is that there's actually one Blockbuster that still exists.
Why?
really?
So
Why?
as of 2019, there were two that existed. There was one in Australia and one in Bend, Oregon.
Why?
I don't know. But as of March of this year, the one in Australia closed down. And so now this one in Bend, Oregon has become a tourist attraction for everyone.
Oh my God.
Because it's
a
the last-
museum.
Kids don't
it's-
know
yeah,
what
it's
is
a
they have
that.
no
museum.
idea. They have no idea. But they run operations the exact same. They still rent out the videos. Like it's still.
Who
they-
gets these videos?
I guess the people in Bend, Oregon.
Do they make more videos for the new movies though?
Do they even make
That's what I
videos?
thought too. I didn't even know they still came out with DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff like that. I thought that was like old technology by now. But
That's
no, they
funny.
still
Holy
they
moly.
still rent out out
Reruns
videos.
from old videos.
I know. So we got to take a
Yeah,
trip.
but you see it all on
We got to take a trip down
on your
to
iPhone.
Bend, Oregon, because I want to see that. I missed
Wow.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, you should go.
Yeah.
I
Road
should go.
trip. Road
Have fun.
trip.
but-
Yeah.
And it just so happened that at 2013, so the same time that that they went out of business, Netflix boomed.
Of course.
And, all the streaming
I
services.
love
Cause and
Netflix.
effect.
Yeah.
With Netflix coming in, a lot of these streaming, a lot of these video places just couldn't make a
I
dollar
love
anymore.
Netflix. Netflix is a good thing.
Yeah.
Even in
you-
the airplane.
do you know the
it's
story?
so much fun on the airplane.
Do you know the story how Netflix started?
Well,
It's a story?
They
Well, that's the whole reason how it started.
oh,
Okay.
I'll let you tell it.
Well, I was hoping you knew.
Oh, well,
Because
from what I know,
and from what I know, go ahead. Let's see if we know the same thing.
from what I know, it was they started in 1999, I believe, and it was a rental subscription movie company similar to Blockbuster, but they sent
but-
you your DVD or they sent you your VHSs. I guess.
Correct, but why? What was the motivation for the guy that started Netflix?
I imagine it's so that you didn't have to walk into a Blockbuster.
Well, from what I recall,
Mm-hmm.
and folks, fact check this just in case I'm wrong, but he got pissed off returning his DVDs
Oh, I hear that.
and getting late fees,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
thought this
that's
is
right.
stupid. Why
That's
am I
right.
being charged late fees? And something happened, and then he ended up starting this Netflix.
I hear
And
that.
look at That's
He
how
it was
telling-
born.
yeah. He was paying more for the actually rentals, and he
The
yeah.
the
late
late
fees.
fees than
Yeah.
the actual movie.
Yeah, so that's but the streaming services have taken over everything now in 2019. But let's get to the next one because I know this one holds.
Are we gonna be on Netflix eventually?
If Netflix would like to sponsor our show, I mean, we're more than happy.
We have room on the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll take this sign down right away.
Gladly.
Netflix wants to sponsor us.
I
right
like that
away.
idea. You see how I come out with the ideas? Thank you. Thank you.
That's funny. So as I was saying, the next one, I know it holds a dear place in my dad's heart because it's Palm 1. Do you remember the well, not
I
smart.
was a superstar
The-
walking
What's that?
Do you
around.
remember I'll put a picture on the screen so everyone on the TV or everyone watching the video can see. But do you remember? It was like a small little tablet and it had the little pen.
The pen that went in. Remember?
Oh, yes.
Years back, we went to Italy. I was rocking around with the
And the-
Palm
and-
Pilot. It was
Yeah.
called the Palm Pilot.
Palm Pilot,
The Palm
yeah,
Pilot.
something like that.
And everyone who saw it was,
was
like,
like,
I
what
was,
is it?
yeah, like I was some sort of
Yeah,
superstar
big
rocket
star,
science.
yeah, yeah.
I had my cousin there would go, oh, he's got a computer in
Well,
his
his
hand.
Yeah, that's so that's something that I mean they went out of business in 2011, and that was 2007 was when the iPhone came out. So I guess they just couldn't keep up because I remember seeing those things. Those things were ancient,
Yeah.
but well by modern standards. they're
I
ancient, but-
remember clicking, and every
Clicking,
now and
yeah.
then it would freeze.
And then you'd hear the little tap every time you use the stylus on
Yeah, the stylus. That's right.
was so
I
annoying.
remember the Palm Pilot. I was way ahead of the curve with
Yeah, you were. Honey.
Yes.
Yeah, just
He-
showing
he was
it
al-
off on your hands.
yeah, he was
yeah,
always-
that
Yeah.
was the it thing.
He was always
Then.
technologically
I
advanced.
remember that.
And now, Mom, I remember you were on this one too, but BlackBerry. So
Oh my God, I love
BlackBerry, they're still around. They still make software, I believe, and I think security software because they've been really good
There
at that.
was
But they're
something about
smartphones.
it.
They're
Yeah.
smartphones. They stopped producing smartphones in 2016.
Wow.
Well, we saw one the other day at the museum.
We did?
That's a joke. That's a
Oh,
joke.
okay.
That's one of Dad's jokes.
You want to
All
keep
right, listen
yeah.
how much
Mom-
I'm laughing. Can you see that?
Keep Mom clued in on my joke.
All right, and next one we have here is Payless Shoe Source.
Oh my
Payless.
Payless. Do you remember those places?
I remember Payless shoes. I remember the signs.
Don't they still
When it
have
comes
it?
to
was-
shopping, now let's turn over the
Yeah.
audience here to.
I remember the Payless. I wasn't, should I say that, like too much into it? I don't know why it
Well, it was for lower end shoes,
No,
right?
Yeah.
but it was
think
the
so.
same shoe and different colors, something like that. Like it
I
was
don't know.
like the kids think was the same thing. The women's, it was the same shoe in different colors.
I remember
So what's going on with Payless?
So I just remember walking in there and it looking like a morgue. It never looked exciting. There was no paint on the wall. It just looked like
I remember the commercials. Used to be Payless shoes
going?
commercials all the time, right? So what's the story? 2010 versus now.
So
What's going on?
they went out of business in 2019. They closed down all
Yes,
their
sir.
stores, but
2019 this year.
2019 this year, yeah.
Oh.
And you know they did that. I don't know if you guys know about it. They did. It was like a bit of a marketing stunt that they wanted to do, and it was basically they opened a high-end shoe store,
Payless.
but they called it Palesi shoes, and
Never
it was just
heard of
it was just like a gimmick to see how much people would actually pay for shoes. And so they were taking their own shoes that they would sold for $20, $40, $60, and they were marking them up, and people were paying $3,000.
I will recognize that in 2
What?
seconds. So no way
it was,
that
it
will
was
work.
like a weird. It was like a
Weren't
weird.
they all like cheap plastic
Yeah,
shoes?
but
at
it-
Payless?
Yeah, in different colors. So I will recognize that. Nobody can go into that. Like
Yeah.
I mean, it's very hard to
I don't know.
to
It
see
was-
the difference.
It
I
was
didn't know
it was
that.
an interesting marketing stunt they did. I think it was just before they closed, maybe like a last ditch effort to try and get some business back, but I don't think it worked.
Wow.
But
So
it
they're
was-
gone. Payless was here at the beginning of the decade.
They were, and they
Did-
were a big player. They were a big player. They
Yeah.
were all over every mall, right?
Yeah, commercials all over the place.
You could
yeah.
not go to a mall, to an outlet mall, without seeing a Payless. But what's interesting about them now is that so they still sell shoes, but they don't have any more stores. What they've actually done is they've partnered with Amazon. So if you look for shoes on Amazon, if you purchase a particular brand, they're actually getting Payless shoes.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Look at that. The marketing, the e-commerce
That's
giant.
why I don't buy my shoes online.
Yeah.
No way, honey.
No,
I
but
had
good-
to try it.
Good for them though that
Yeah.
they
Well,
they didn't just close down. They just remodeled their business, and a lot of stores have gone online. Where at the beginning of the decade,
Yeah.
it was just
A
a
big
story,
thing, yeah.
or it was just kind of people talking about started and
Yeah.
let's see what this online fad is
Yeah.
all about. It'll be gone in a couple of years, and
Look
a
at
lot of people have gone online. Amazon is a behemoth
My
now.
life is on Amazon. Everything
Yeah.
I order is from Amazon.
Yes, it is. It's
All
still
the
now.
packages coming in.
Yeah.
So this one I wanted to talk to Mom about because I know Dad doesn't really care about this
Okay.
one. But so Forever 21 closed all Canadian stores in 2019.
Yeah.
So Forever 21 is the fast fashion retailer. I thought they were.
Of course I care. One less clothing store for your mother to go to.
I never got into it.
I don't
It's-
think Mom was ever walking into
I was a
Forever
little bit
21.
too old.
Yeah, she was not
Kind-
in their demographic.
No,
let's say.
definitely no. But I always like to see their fashion. They were very to date, like.
But
so.
that's the thing that shocked me. They closed all their Canadian stores, but I kind of I compared them to an H&M or a Zara, right? Not the quality was not the same, obviously,
No.
but they still had the fast fashion where they were putting out different styles very often.
I think Forever 21 it has too much. There was quantity and too many.
Yeah.
And what H&M is doing is partnering with this big guys,
Oh,
big
yeah,
people.
yeah, different
so
stylists and stuff.
the quality couldn't be there, but the fashion is there.
Yeah.
Definitely is there, and they're getting more organized and more specific on what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I'm very
H&M,
impressed.
yeah,
I'm
H&M,
very
H&M
impressed on
definitely.
H&M. Yeah,
This
and
is
Sarah.
this is a clothing store?
Jesus.
That's why I'm like, don't understand what we're talking about.
Yes, and Sarah, it's a favorite store on that too. The quality is not there, but I think the nicest part is that it's very European.
Yeah.
Brands there like a European.
You have access to the
fashion.
fashion that's there, and it
Yeah.
comes out here fairly quick. And I think
Yeah.
that's. But I was surprised because this store I felt like they kept up. You know, you have the American Eagles and you have the Aeropostales, and those
Is
places.
American Eagle still around?
They're still around, but
Sorry.
you have those.
Can't remember last time I went
American
in a
Eagle is
mall.
a little bit more quality too, and they're more specific.
But they
on
don't.
jeans and
They
all
don't.
that.
They don't come out with new styles as fast as these
No.
places come out with, right?
H&M and Sarah are.
And so
yeah.
what I'm trying to say is that it shocked me that Forever 21, someone that's, you know, a part of this new generation of buying clothing where you're coming out with fashion very often.
Was that
would
Canadian? I didn't even know.
Yeah, well, it's American. They're still open in the States, if I'm not mistaken.
But we don't know why.
I may be wrong.
Quantity,
We don't
just-
know why it went under. It
Yeah.
could be a bad business model.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
could have been bad leases, bad expenses. It's
Whole bunch
about
of
making
things.
money, right?
Whole bunch of things.
We're just interested what was there 2010 and what's not there now.
Yes. So,
And one less clothing
had-
store is not a bad thing.
Not my store,
we
so
have,
it's okay.
we have a sad one here. This one hits a little close to home because it was a staple in Toronto. Honest Ed's.
Honest Eds. Remember
Honest
that
Ed's.
corner?
You know, I don't think I've ever walked
We
in
did
there.
with.
Oh,
Yeah,
when I was
with,
younger?
Yeah, much younger. Dad and I and Stephanie and you and Steph were in a corner. Didn't want to move from one place. I'm trying to figure out what we could get from here, and it was an excursion. It was a fun day.
It was probably one of the, if not the, I would
Only.
say, original dollar store,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Before dollar store was
Yeah.
a thing. Honest Ed's is, you remember Bargain Harold's?
No, Dad.
No?
No one remembers Bargain Harold's.
Gilligan's Island?
So Honest Ed's
It's
close.
gone.
You want us to continue talking?
No,
That's all
no,
right.
no, the whole corner. But
It's-
Honest Ed, it's big. He used to give turkeys away all the time.
Really?
Yeah,
I think
Christmas
I think I
time.
remember hearing about that.
Thanksgiving Day.
Thanksgiving, yeah,
he
yeah.
had like tractor trailers there giving away turkeys.
I think I remember hearing about that. But yeah, Honest Ed's, Mom. Yeah, they died on your birthday.
December 31st.
December 31st, 2016. That was the last official day of operation. So rest in peace, Honest Ed's. We still have their sign though, right? I think.
It's
Where did they put the sign?
Oh, they used to have all sorts of light signs. I don't
Yeah.
know. I haven't
I think
been
they
at
took
that
one of-
intersection
I
in a
think
while.
they say that
They
they took
say-
the
I forget
sign
if it
and they
was
wanted
that.
to keep it as a.
I forget if it was that or if it was Sam the Record Man.
That too. They kept
Yeah, they
Sam the
kept the
Record
sign.
Man. They kept the sign.
I can't believe it. We're
what's
talking
the,
about-
what's the university there?
It's at Yonge and Dundas. It's at Dundas Square.
Yeah, but the university that bought the building, the sign, they got the rights to the
Which
sign.
was it?
From Honest Ryerson?
Ryerson, yes.
Ryerson, oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
they got the sign. Well, thank God
I
you're
know,
here,
thank God
sweetheart.
Mom's here.
Just
Can you
pulling-
see now
pulling
who's the
facts out of the sky
backbone
just
here?
like that.
Thank you.
So
Okay.
now we have someone that entered in this decade and also left in this decade. And it's kind of surprising because they're a pretty massive organization. Target.
Oh my God!
Target
What a fiasco!
Canada. They came 2013.
What a fiasco!
2 years later, they were out. 2015, they were out.
You know, Target is like that cool kid who thinks he's cool, comes into the party, walks around, and leaves 10 minutes later. Like, get out of here. Good riddance.
I don't think I've ever been to a Target either, but
Jeez.
I imagine it wasn't that great if it was only able to
We
stick around
have
for
gone
2
to
years.
Target, but in the States. I don't think we ever went to a Target in Canada.
Oh, okay,
That
yeah.
was the difference.
Yeah, no,
and
I
I don't know why. Don't ask me. I don't know why.
But
I
next,
might have gone into one by mistake. I remember the shelves being empty and they were bragging about all these great prices they're going to have.
Are you
They were
sure?
nothing.
Are you sure you weren't thinking of our next one on our list?
I don't know, maybe.
Poor old Sears. Sears.
Sears.
Canada.
Sears is gone.
I was sad for Sears.
Sears is.
I remember the Sears catalog coming
Yeah.
out
I was sad for Sears.
back in 1902.
Yeah, you guys are sounding really old here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sears departed in 2018.
That's
They
right.
left.
I remember they declared bankruptcy, and it was all over the news.
Yeah.
And the Sears employees
There was,
got messed
yeah,
up.
so many.
And they
yeah.
left these
A lot of the
massive.
Sears employees were 100 years old themselves.
a lot of the units that they left too were just massive places that they couldn't rent out
Yeah.
because these places are too big. Who else is going to occupy that space,
So
right?
2010, when you started the decade, Sears was there. People were shopping.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's
2019, it's gone. And you talk to kids today,
You
they
guys
have
are talking about that, and I'm really feeling a little bit
they
depressed
have
here.
no.
like
it-
honestly,
it's exciting. What's going to happen next decade?
Well,
but I don't want to
that's-
jump ahead. Go ahead, Danny.
So the next one we have on our list is poor old Kodak.
Kodak.
Kodak, the camera company.
oh my
What's
god.
Jeez.
Oh,
camera
okay.
company.
It used
Mom?
to be the camera company.
What was the line? Take a Kodak, make it a Kodak moment or something. Take a
Oh,
Kodak
that's
picture.
True.
Take a,
That's yeah,
something
something like
along
that.
those lines. But those guys unfortunately declared bankruptcy in 2012.
2012. They're somebody that could not keep up with the whole digital age and the way
Smartphone.
that the smartphone. Well, even before cameras on your phone was like as big. I mean, it's way bigger now. Cameras on your phone, but they just even just with regular digital phones, and they just couldn't keep up. Couldn't keep up the whole
Sad,
film.
sad,
I remember
sad.
using film and taking pictures. And there's 24 or there's 12. You could buy a roll of 12, a roll of 24.
Oh, my
Dad,
God.
remember?
Mike, stay against the
you,
mic.
you buy a roll of 12 or a roll of 24, and you take a few pictures at whatever event. It's a birthday, but you didn't finish the roll, so you wait. You can't open the camera. The next event was, who knows, months
Yeah.
later. You
And then
take
you
those
can take the
pictures, but you
pi-
didn't
yeah.
finish the roll. And the next event is a few months later. And finally, when you go take it to develop, there's like stuff in there that you took photos like months and months ago. And you're
That's so
just like,
sad.
wow, remember that?
That's so funny. I remember that actually. So yeah, rest in peace Kodak as well. But next we have Pontiac.
Pontiac.
The Pontiac, the cars, Mom.
Oh my god.
The Pontiacs.
Get through the list.
It was a GM brand.
You see
And
how much your mother's in the
I know.
cars?
Okay, I know. Clearly, she loves
Get
cars.
through the list.
But they made some ugly cars. I gotta say. I'm sorry, but they made some ugly
Pontiac?
cars. Yeah.
I don't know. I never owned a Pontiac, but
Do you remember the Aztec?
I do.
Made famous
it's like
by
a big lunchbox.
made famous by Breaking Bad. Do you remember the car in Breaking Bad, Mom?
No, I didn't watch that. You guys did.
Oh, okay.
I never liked that show.
The
It was too
too much drugs.
much drugs for me.
Too much drugs and burning
It
bodies.
was an exciting show.
But so yeah, they made some ugly cars, and unfortunately, they had to go. They got the boot in 2010.
Bye-bye,
And,
Pontiac.
And then we have the last one here is Scion. It was another car manufacturer.
Oh my god.
A brand of
No
Toyota.
idea.
A brand of Toyota. Do you remember the Scions, Pa? They had a
I
bunch.
do.
They had a bunch of cars, and they were very popular because they were very cheap.
I do. When did they leave?
I got it here written down as 2011, but I think that's wrong because I think it was last year.
Yeah. Wow.
But
These car companies come up. People own these cars.
I know. But
They
it's
still-
brand of Toyota, so I guess you just take it into any Toyota and get.
This decade
Yeah.
that we're in now, that we're just about talking to cars, Volkswagen got this
Oh, the emission scandal.
It's like we're talking multi-billions of dollars
that's right.
in fines
That's
they
another.
gotta
That was
pay.
another. That was like 2016, 2017.
They're trying to. Sorry, are we boring you,
I know.
sweetheart, talking about cars?
Cars.
But a lot has happened this decade.
Yeah, that's
you know?
it's been a crazy decade, but we are a few days away from it from
That's
it
the
being
exciting
over.
part. Okay, let's get there.
From it being over. So that wraps up our list here.
Thank
There's
you.
That wraps
hundreds
up our
and
list here.
hundreds of things, if you really look, that were there at the beginning of the decade and have changed by the end of the decade, and
That's
some
it.
stuff beyond our wildest
Uber.
Uber
Uber.
was nothing. Who in 2010 was Ubering anywhere?
But this is the exciting part. So you guys are so depressing with all the rest in peace thing. Let's talk about the future. Right now and the future.
Are we
The
inviting
next-
her back
I
to
don't
the
know.
next
I
one?
don't know. Season
Hey,
two.
listen,
Season
next
two,
time
you
you
might
need
just
to
see me
pay
like
me.
that.
Baby, we were building up to this. She's taking all the glory.
I know.
We were
I
building
know.
up, but imagine what the next 10 years are going to hold.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's gonna be exciting.
Imagine. And, we've been around a couple decades, right? We've seen it before.
One or two.
And one or two. And the pace that things are changing, no matter what's happened, like Uber was just a few years ago, nothing.
Yeah.
What if Uber was invented? I don't know,
It was
2 decades
2009,
ago.
2009,
It would
I
have
think.
taken
Over everything.
20 years to get.
Yeah.
Now, in just a few years, just boom, just explodes.
But it's not just in there. It's we actually take a stick on real estate. It's unbelievable how many things have changed and make it easier for us and our clients, the people who are on the market. Just being able to actually see everything that they're looking for and compare.
So we're talking about tools to find
Tools
houses, I
to
guess.
find-
Oh, we're back to real
Finances.
estate.
I
Yes.
guess so.
We're talking real
Yes.
estate.
I don't know. Mom's a science
Is this a
guy.
real
I-
estate family?
And I love that. I love from the moment that I got my license more than a decade ago for sure. And I had to have the Pearly.
Pearlies.
Yeah,
The map
Pearly's
book.
and map book, and to now that I love.
That sounds crazy.
The GPS now.
The GPS, no, Waze is the new one.
Oh, Waze.
Excuse me.
She's a
Waze.
Waze
I like-
lady.
I love that. So yeah, talking about that, but and can we
So
go
in
to the future?
2010, just the fact that the public has access to so much information
Yeah.
now in real estate where they didn't before, which I think is a great thing.
Yeah.
I think is a great thing. And now realtors have to focus more on service, providing a service, versus before it was, hey, if you want to know what's available, you got to come to me.
Yeah.
Or you want to know what price is sold, you got to come to me. And even if they offered a terrible service, they're the ones that had the information. But now, everyone's got the information. And so realtors really
Needs to do
have
their
to
job.
offer a service, whether it's negotiating, whether it's a marketing plan.
Well, it's got to be all of those.
It's got to be all of those.
It's got to be all of them,
Yeah.
right?
Knowledge is so important when a new location.
There's information there, but
Yeah.
you have to figure out how to analyze it properly.
Yeah.
100%.
It's a
100%.
big deal. And that concludes.
Wow.
That
Season
concludes
1.
Season 1. Dad, it's
This is
been
it?
great. We have actually, Mom, thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Okay, there.
Well, air high five. So we have actually, I don't know if you want to attach it to the end of this, our little blooper reel.
Bloopers. Wait
Oh
a
my
minute.
God.
Bloopers.
The bloopers are all about me screwing up, though.
No, there's some with me too.
Oh, good.
Okay.
good.
Some with me
Okay. okay.
And Mom part of that, I bet.
Unfortunately, not. This
Thank
was
Can we
you.
find
all,
bloopers?
all the videos.
Well, this is the first
Thank you,
time
Baba.
this is the first time you've been on this.
Thanks, Mom, for
I
coming
know.
on.
I really.
So
We got to get you on more in season 2.
Actually, yeah,
I
I totally love the whole thing that you're doing. And, having, sorry, to be part of this. Can I say my piece in this part?
Why don't you end it off?
go.
Oh my goodness. How can I, without getting emotional, because this is getting too crazy and getting too old with this, but having you guys supporting us through the 10 years and let us be in this position now that we can even offer you more and be really proud of what we do is unbelievable. So we're looking forward. Oh my God, I'm going to stop. We're looking forward to the best 10 years ever ever. So excited to close with this high, what should I say, marketing tool that we have and be able to communicate with all of you. But so grateful to every single person who we met through this business, which is, our way of living, but you guys are the top. I couldn't done it other way without Honey here.
That's me. I'm Honey.
I couldn't done it without the support of Danny and our daughter.
That's me.
But the most
Wait, not the
important, you guys who really believe in us, who really trust us, who really saw what we were doing and took a chance on us. We thank you from the bottom of our heart. And we wish you nothing but the best and for the greatest to be part of your family and you guys be part of ours is unbelievable. So thank you. And let's get going on the 2020. Wanting to do and doing everything that we need to do. Let's don't wait any minute and any silliness and any sadness. Let's just be optimistic and positive. That's my wish for all of us. Thank you, and all the best.
I just want to say ditto.
Yeah, that was good. But if this is your first podcast that you're watching, then we also include you in that too. Thank you guys thank you guys.
Have an unbelievable Merry Christmas. Have a safe holiday season. Hope you enjoy the needed rest and time with your families. We're working through most of the holidays, but
who's that?
You too, buddy. We're all but. There's Christmas Day, we're off, Boxing Day. There's some time to spend with our families. We're so excited that you're following us. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Thank you guys. And yes, like I always say, you can watch this video on YouTube. You can catch this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and just about anywhere else you go to get your podcast. And yes, thank you again for the support for season 1.
In a few short weeks, we'll have season 2.
Yes. So we gotta come up with some ideas for season 2.
We got lots. We've got more restaurant people coming up.
Yes.
We've got a policeman coming up talking to us about security.
Ooh, okay.
We've got alarm installation company talking about home security system. We've got lots of things in the pipeline. We've got a car dealership. I don't want to mention which one because we're trying to go after a couple actually that are now there's businesses calling us. I'm sorry, I thought this podcast was over. And I'm still now there's businesses calling us that are seeing these podcasts to say, hey, can we do a podcast together? So we got lots coming up for season 2.
Very, very lucky. And it's because of you guys. So thank you again. Thank you again. We'll see you soon.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Ciao.